Hey there, Okuma fans. Charlie with the Gosiger Applications staff. We're back with another programming software video. I'm in the middle of filming a series for Advanced One Touch, the Okuma onboard program assist feature that's on many of our turning centers. And a comment came through saying, hey, Charlie, can you talk to me about the differences between AOT and other CAM softwares? When should I use AOT? When should I use the CAM software? Which CAM software should I use? I'm clueless. What should I do? Let me help you out there. I have a speech that I give every time I get this question. The question boils down to, hey, Charlie, what is the best programming software out there? So, here we go. Top secret, don't tell anybody. The best programming software out there is the one you know how to use. Seriously? Well, that's anticlimactic. Yeah, but if my programming software is familiar to me, I can make darn near any part in the world. If my brand new software is, auto feature recognition and it can tell the difference between a face groove and a tree pan, and oh, that's awesome. If I don't know how to use it, I'm not going anywhere. Well, okay, Charlie, so you're telling me that whatever software I own is the one I should be using? If you know how to use it, yes. Short answer, yes. Now, on this PC that I film on every day, I have Mastercam 2025, Edge from Esprit, Fusion 360. I had Gibbs Cam for a while, but my hard drive got to be a little too full, so I took it off. I also have my AOT for the PC, all sitting right here. And I have to know all of these because when I go out in the field and I visit a customer, they might already be using this software, and I need to show them how to use that software with their new machine. However, when it comes down to making a decision on a part that I'm going to program, I go through a step-by-step process that I'll share with you now that is relevant to your decision making as to what to spend your money on in terms of programming a part. Okay, so first question is, what is the medium in which my part came in? Paper print? Okay, that means that I'm going to have to create my own CAD. Paper print, I can't just stick it into the USB slot on my PC and have it spit out geometry, so I'm going to have to create some CAD. And CAM systems usually have some pretty decently integrated CAM packages to go along with it. I have, let's bring this guy in. Here's my Fusion 360, and it might be nice if you could see over here, we can go between the CAD system. Let's resize this so you guys can actually see what the heck's going on. So with one touch, I can go between their CAD system where I can modify or create a solid, or go right into the manufacturing tab where I can start laying in tools. That's awesome. Certain CAM packages, such as Esprit Edge, they don't try to be a CAM system. They decided that, you know what, you guys already have your CAD drawn up, and I'll give you enough tools, I'll being Esprit, I'll give you enough tools to modify your CAD, but you know what, if you're creating something from scratch, you're going to do it on some other software. AOT, on the other hand, they don't have much CAD assist at all. They're not going to create the geometry for you. You are going to tell it point to point to point where the lines are that represent the periphery of the part, and then they're going to lay tools on top of it for you. They do have a rudimentary DXF import feature that you're going to see in episode 4 that should be dropping this week, but I cannot import a solid at all. DXF only. So That's question number one. How is my part coming in? Okay. Question number two is, how much money am I willing to spend to get this software? Softwares have wildly ranging prices. The least expensive is probably AOT, coming off of Okuma. It is, I can't quote exactly how much it is, but I know in my area it's about a third of the price of a regular CAM system. And then they just march up from there. Fusion 360 has a new strategy that I think is probably going to catch on pretty well, where instead of charging you a large bulk sum and then a maintenance fee annually, no, they'll charge you month to month. You can have a subscription to it. They save all your stuff in the cloud. It's kind of a neat new strategy. But everybody else at this point is still charging a base price for their software, and then if you want the updates, there's a maintenance fee that goes along with it. Okay, it is what it is. So AOT, one fee, one time, you're done. Fusion 360, annual subscription. Esprit Edge Mastercam 2025, a bulk payment up front, and then a maintenance fee if you choose to keep the updates. All right, now you've got a baseline for price consideration. Now here's the third one, and this is the big goocher for me when I start programming. Source code is one thing. Importing a solid into your CAM system, laying on a tool, watching the pretty pictures, seeing where the interference is, getting advanced warning of anything that could be a problem in the future, that's awesome. But now the rubber needs to meet the road. Something has to turn this source code from this pretty picture I see into G code. You've all heard the term post-processor, right? Oh, geez, yeah. Post-processors can blow your mind. There are outside industries that do nothing but create post-processors for certain softwares. And these post-processors, they take the pretty picture and they convert it into G code that works into the machine. Some companies do a better job of others than making these post-processors, but they are all an entity that is creating a code that's going to make the machine behave exactly like what you saw in your graphic. Let's pull my little guy in here and we're going to run through a little simulation to show you what I'm talking about. Here's my edge from Esprit, and notice the machine motion. It's coming through here and it turns my part, and that's exactly what I want. And I say, yes, I want you to do that. So now I'm going to tell the machine that I want you to punch out C code, and there is the program that the post processor punched out. Now, when I put this in the machine, is it going to behave exactly the same way that the animated simulation did on my programming software? That's the big question. Now, again, some post-processor developers are better than others. I won't point fingers, but the odds of there being even a slight variation between what the machine does and what the animated simulation does, that's pretty good. It's pretty good. And that's where AOT really shines, is that the same people, the same group of engineers that built the machine, built the software. So when the software does this, I can expect that the machine is going to do exactly the same thing. On the same note, if an alarm, an error message occurs in my simulation, I know that the machine can't digest that code either. Whereas if on the other end of the spectrum, if it goes through the AOT flawlessly, then I can be reasonably certain that that it's going to perform the same way in the machine. Now, one other thing I'd like to point out is that some post-processor developers like to use little fancy stuff like this, TLN equals V, oh, what in that? Z equals VSIOZ. What is all that stuff? Well, this is a post developer trying to make the program behave in such a way that the simulation software and the machine do pretty much the same thing. But I'll let you know that this one right here, This is telling the machine to go to a clearance position that equals the soft limit of the machine. But is that what I saw here in my graphic? Only if my software limit is set to the same spot in the animated simulation. So, yeah, it's a little iffy. So, bottom line is AOT is phenomenal. The seat of software that you have on your machine is capable of doing almost everything that the machine is capable of doing itself. So, okay, great. That means that this software that I have on the screen might be able to do something like, I don't know, I can tell it I'm going to change my tool angle. The machine can't do that. So, translation turns into a little issue too. Let's take this all the way back to the beginning and say the best software is the one you know how to use. But if you're starting from scratch, I really don't think you can go wrong with Advanced One Touch. So I hope this helps you out. Feel free, like and subscribe and do all that happy algorithm stuff. You can even hit the alert button so that you get notified when the next videos come out. Hopefully you guys know how to use YouTube, right? So thanks for watching, and look forward to the next episode. I'm looking forward to it. I hope you are too. And I hope to see you out there in the field. Thanks. Have a great day.